Alright, here we are with some Soulcalibur 6. I know, a little different, but there's a bit of a reason why I'm playing this game, right? So first of all, this is my first time playing this game in like a year or two. Maybe it's possibly been 2 years. So don't say anything about how garbage I am, alright? And don't worry, I realize that this guy is just mashing every button on his controller, and I realize that he's really easy to beat. I should just actually wait for an opening. And I do that, so if you're getting frustrated with me losing to this guy, don't worry. I figure it out right after this match. But yeah, the reason I'm playing this game is because yesterday was a huge day for fighting games, right? And I wanted to just play one that was forgotten, right? I was thinking about uploading Marvel vs. Capcom, but I just played that recently. And even though Marvel vs. Capcom is forgotten by its like developers, it's not forgotten about with his community. Now, to be fair, this game still does have tournaments and people do play it, but obviously this game's not at EVO and Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is, right? I feel like that says a lot. So, what happened yesterday? Well, if you don't know, which is funny enough because I literally talked about Mortal Kombat 12 in a video last week, and I said it's going to come out this year, a few months after Street Fighter 6. Well, that was officially confirmed yesterday. The next NetherRealm game is Mortal Kombat 12, not Injustice 3. So, personally, for me, that's good news, because, right, Mortal Kombat has had absolutely banger games that are really fun to play. I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. Injustice has not had that ever, right? I would say Injustice 1 was a little fun to play. I would say it was pretty interesting. But all in all, both games were not that captivating to me. I didn't have any fun playing either of them, but I did enjoy Injustice 1 a little bit more. But if you told me right now, hey, you want to go play Injustice 1 or Mortal Kombat X, I would play Mortal Kombat X every single time, not even a question, okay? So, yeah. Yeah, by the way, this guy is really mashing. I know, like I said, don't worry, I handle it in the next match. But, yeah, this game is a forgotten game, right? We're entering a generation where we're gonna have Street Fighter 6, Mortal Kombat 12, Tekken 8, and Project L probably within... Project L might be a little later, but Street Fighter 6, Tekken, and Mortal Kombat are literally gonna be maybe 8 months apart in total. I think Street Fighter is gonna come out, and then 4 months after Street Fighter comes out, Mortal Kombat's going to come out. I think Mortal Kombat's going to come out in October. And then 4 months after that, I think Tekken is going to come out. I think Tekken's coming out in February or March. But by the time Mortal Kombat is out, I have a feeling we would have already have played Tekken 8. I feel like there would have been a beta, at least. Yeah, before I even talk about it, I do want to say I'm worried about Mortal Kombat 12 because Mortal Kombat 11... Mortal Kombat 11 is what happens when you make a game and you say, let's look at the last game and take the soul out of it. That's what Mortal Kombat 11 is, a soulless version of Mortal Kombat X. It's very slow, and they approached the variation system differently, and it ended up absolutely destroying the game for me, right? So in Mortal Kombat 10, the goal with variations was to take one character and make 3 versions of that character, right? With Mortal Kombat 11, the version, or the goal with the variation system is to take one character and divide what that character has into 3. And spread one character's move list across 3 versions, right? But with MKX, it's take one character and make 3 whole new versions of them. Not divide one character's move between 3 versions, which is what Mortal Kombat 11 did. It made you choose the moves and divide. It was just bad. It was bad all around. Not a fan of it. And even though I was a no life at the game when it came out, I had like 200 hours on that game within like the first 3 weeks or something. Like, it was bad. I squeezed the life out of that game. I played it as much as I possibly could, and it never turned out to be what I wanted it to be. And it just, and I was only playing fighting games for a year at that point, so I really didn't understand, like, I'm playing this game, but I'm just not getting the same feeling as MKX, even though I never really played MKX like try hard like at that point. Why am I not getting the same feelings that I got from MKX and MK9? And yeah, the reason why is because it's just a soulless version of those games, right? And personally, I feel it is their job as the only American AAA fighting game developers. They're the only one. There's not a single one that exists besides them. I feel that it is their job to make a game that people want to play, okay? You have to captivate not only the Mortal Kombat audience, which of course they will always have, but the people that play fighting games, like me, right? Because Mortal Kombat 11 was a fighting game that gave zero reason for me to ever touch that game. Because every other fighting game just did what MK11 did, but better. Maybe besides graphics. Besides graphics and content, which was the thing, and one of the reasons I played MK11 so much is because I was doing all the content in the game, right? And that just added hours on, that added value to the game. But when that content was done, there was no reason for me to keep playing, right? I played ranked for a while, and then I just got so bored of the game that it was like, I did the story mode, I did all the crypt stuff, I did all the towers, like, what else is there? And the problem is, there was nothing else. So, I just hope that the reason MK11 was so lame is because they were following what successful fighting games were doing at that time, which was being incredibly boring, aka Street Fighter V. And I hope they're going to follow the trend of how Street Fighter 6 and Tekken 8 are deciding to add more stuff that you can do than they've ever had in all of their games. Because, you know, Street Fighter V is the MK11 of Street Fighter games, right? Or you could say MK11 is the Street Fighter V of Mortal Kombat games, because I just hope they were following a trend there. I really do. And they should be following a trend here, which is making a crazy game like Mortal Kombat 10. Now, I did see somebody, aka Super, he is a YouTuber, a NetherRealm. He plays a lot of fighting games, but I would feel like he got most of his clout off of NetherRealm games, and he is such a genius, dude. Oh my god. I don't know if he talked about this on YouTube yet, but he talked about this on Twitter. He said, right, and first of all, let me add some backstory to this. The reason Mortal Kombat 11 is so simple and boring is because it's based off of Mortal Kombat 2. Okay? Now, they came up with a really cool name for Mortal Kombat 11. What they did was, right, the game is called MK11, right? But what does the number 11 look like? It looks like the Roman numeral for 2, right? So the game is called MK11, but it looks like it's also called Mortal Kombat 2 at the same time, right? Because it's based off of Mortal Kombat 2. Like, the way the game is pretty much like a Mortal Kombat 2 type of game. And they kind of reflected that with the title of the game, because the 11 looks like a 2. So Super said, what if they make a sequel to Mortal Kombat X, right? And I posted this on my Twitter. And the sequel to Mortal Kombat X is called X2. And it would make so much sense, because they like having, you know, creative names or whatever. X2, right? The Roman numeral for 10 is X, right? And then there's a 2 next to it. So it'll be a sequel to Mortal Kombat X called Mortal Kombat X2, but the title would still be 12, because X2 would be 12. Absolutely genius idea from Super. And it's so genius that it's something that they would do because they did it with MK11. So that would just be so sick if they make a direct sequel to MKX, because there are a lot of people that like MK11, but there are a lot of people that like MKX. So, and there's a lot of complaints publicly about MK11. And mainly the two biggest fighting game YouTubers on the planet, aka Maximilian and Super, have both complained about MK11 and how they just prefer MKX, right? And I feel like with that amount of like pressure on them, a game like MKX2 would just be so perfect, especially with the way today's fighting games are, with Street Fighter getting more stuff and Tekken getting more stuff than it's ever been, and Project L looking like an absolutely crazy versus game. It makes a lot of sense for them to follow the trend and also make a crazy game. Because I am not one of them haters that just sees a NetherRealm game and goes, yeah, my anime games are superior. I don't do that, because the thing is, especially the past like 5 years, Mortal Kombat X absolutely solos all of these anime games. There's very few anime games that could live up to MKX, and that's just the way it is. Or just Japan games in general. There's a very like, people really think they're like really cool and unique for not liking NetherRealm games, and it's just weird because yeah, the games do have some goofy animations, but yeah, they're sick. At least MKX is a sick game. It just looks absolutely terrible nowadays. It looks disgusting the way the colors look. Combined with some of the goofy NetherRealm animations, like, it's just not a good looking game. And it would be nice to have a sequel that's even crazier. For me personally, if they don't do that, I think the Mortal Kombat series will be dead to me, because it's been 4 years since the last one, so it's going to be minimum, unless they do another 2-year cycle, it's going to be 2027 until the next game comes out, and by that time, it's going to be from 2019 to 2027 where I didn't like a Mortal Kombat game, and the series will just be dead to me. That's 8 years. But we'll see. They have a chance here. They have a chance to make something great, because it's not like they've only made simple, boring, slow fighting games. They haven't. They've made one of the most fun fighting games I've played, Mortal Kombat X. So, and even when I was a casual at fighting games that button mashed, I still felt the same way. That's how I know it's true. Because even when I didn't know anything, I still had more fun on MKX than MK11. And MK9 as well, I had fun with. If they made an MK9 type of game, I would absolutely play it, but I definitely would prefer MKX. Like, 100%. And yeah, anyways, I just wanted to make a Soulcalibur video, because I'm never uploaded this video or this game on my channel, I don't think. I don't even know a single combo in this game, but it is a forgotten fighting game that should not have been forgotten. And yeah, I just wanted to play it because we're entering the new generation of fighting games officially. This year is going to be the best year ever for fighting games in a very long time. So why not play one that unfortunately got forgotten? But it shouldn't be forgotten. It's a fun game. Anyways, like, subscribe. I don't know if I'm going to upload this weekend. I might. But yeah, tell me how you feel about all this news. And peace.